Hey everyone, welcome back to the Random English. I hope you're doing okay, wherever you are right now. Today's episode? I don't know, it's simple, but it stays with you. It's one of those stories that doesn't feel like a story. It feels a little too real.
Yeah, some stories don't sound big, but they hit later. Like, you don't react immediately, but they sit in your mind.
Exactly. So this is about a man, not someone special, just a normal farmer. His name was Pahom. And honestly, his life wasn't bad. He had land, small but enough, food, routine, everything normal.
So basically, he wasn't struggling, but still not fully satisfied?
Yeah, that's the thing. Nothing was wrong, but still, something didn't feel enough to him. And one day, he heard people talking about land. How having more land means more control, more freedom, less problems.
That idea sounds very convincing. Like, if you hear it at the right moment, you'll believe it instantly.
Exactly. And that's what happened with him. That one thought just stayed in his head. If I had more land, I wouldn't have any problems.
That's a strong belief. Because now everything depends on that one thing.
Yeah. So he decided to act on it. He bought a little more land. Not too much, just to start. And honestly, for some time, it worked. He felt better, more secure, like things were finally improving.
And that's where it becomes dangerous. Because when it works once, you stop questioning it.
Exactly. But slowly, that feeling didn't last. What he had started feeling normal again. And then that same thought came back. Maybe I just need a little more. So after that, it didn't stop. He bought more land, then a little more again. Each time, it felt like he was getting closer to that point where everything would finally feel enough.
Yeah, that feeling of almost there. It keeps you going, even if you never actually reach it.
Exactly. And the strange thing was, his life was improving on the outside. More land, more control, more respect from people. But inside, it was the same pattern. As soon as something became normal, his mind moved forward again.
It's like nothing stays special for long. What once felt like a big achievement turns into something ordinary, and then you need the next thing.
Yeah. And then one day, he heard about something bigger. A place where land was almost unlimited. And the deal was simple, but risky.
What kind of deal?
They told him, you can have as much land as you want. Whatever distance you can walk around in one day will be yours. But there was one condition. He had to come back to the exact starting point before sunset.
That sounds tempting, but also a little dangerous. Because now it's not about what you need, it's about how much you can take.
Exactly. And at that moment, he didn't think about limits. He only thought about opportunity. Like this was his one chance to finally have enough.
Yeah, but when enough is not clearly defined, you just keep pushing further without realizing where to stop.
That's exactly what happened. The next morning, he started walking. At first, it was normal, steady, controlled. But then, he kept going further and further. Because every time he looked ahead, it felt like he could still take more. So by the time the sun started going down, he finally looked back. And that's when it hit him. He had gone too far.
Yeah, that moment, when you realize it a little late. And suddenly, everything feels urgent.
Exactly. Now it wasn't about getting more land anymore. It was about getting back, before sunset. So he started walking faster, then faster, and then he started running.
And at that point, it's not even about winning. It's just panic. Like you pushed too far, and now you're just trying to fix it.
Yeah. He was exhausted, completely drained. But he kept going, because stopping wasn't an option anymore. If he didn't reach back in time, he would lose everything.
That pressure, it comes from your own decisions, but still feels like something is chasing you.
Exactly. And just before the sun set, he reached the starting point. But the moment he did, he collapsed.
So he made it, but not really.
Yeah, he died right there. All that running, all that effort. And in the end, the only land he actually needed was just enough to bury him.
That's heavy. Because the whole time, he thought he was securing his life, but he was actually losing it.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes this story uncomfortable. It's not about land anymore. It's about how we keep pushing, thinking the next thing will finally be enough.
Maybe the problem isn't wanting more. Maybe it's never deciding what enough actually is.
Yeah, because if you don't decide it, you'll just keep going until you don't even realize what you're losing along the way.
If this made you think, even a little, just sit with it for a moment. And yeah, we'll see you in the next episode of The Random English.